Hello book friends and welcome to my book channel. My name is Nana and today I have a little book haul for you. I do love book hauls, watching other people's book hauls. I don't buy a lot of books myself, but I have started to ever since I started making some videos on BookTube. But I am a big audiobook listener, reader, I don't know what to call it. Some people do get very mad when you say, I read a book and then you listen to it as an audiobook. That's not the same thing. Anyways, I don't know. That's how I get through most of the books. I'm a mom. I'm a medical mom. But actually, I have made some progress with, physical reading. I have tried to read more instead of, scrolling on my phone. So I'm like trying to swap that time out with something else. And you know what? I have actually been enjoying myself. But I will say, I can also feel that I am getting a little bit older. My shoulder right here and my neck is really hurting because I do love to read laying down in my bed, under the covers. It's just so nice. But honestly, I don't know. I think I'm too old for that. It hurts. And then, you have to hold the book and I can feel the tension right now. So I have to sit up and I have to sit in a good chair. And then I have a pillow here and then the book. It's just so much work to be comfortable reading a physical book. It's just so uncomfortable getting older. That's that's the thing. But anyways, I am making progress with physical reading. And that's why I allowed myself to do a little book haul because, I love buying books, I really do. But it is a shame if you don't actually read them and you just get to them as audiobook. That's a waste of money. But there are a lot of books on my audiobook ebook app that I don't have access to that I really do want to read. So I bought a few of these. So let's get into it. And the first one is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. I believe she is from France. And this is a literary work and it's about this group of women that has been in a cage and they have been prisoners underground. And then I think it's about this girl who was born underground. And then one day they do get released. I think there's a lot of feministic vibes to this book. I think it's going to be weird and I also think you have to analyze a lot. Sometimes it works really well and sometimes that's not for me. I'm too dumb. I hope that this will be really, really great. I have seen it going around so much and everyone is just saying really great things about this book. So yeah, hopefully it will just be perfect. So yeah, that was the first one. It's not that long. I think it's like 188 pages. And yeah, let's see if that's enough. Sometimes shorter books are not my thing, but I think these kinds of works, you can't make them that long. So yeah, fingers crossed that this will be great. Then I have Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I have not read a book from Olivia Atwater and she is not an author that's on my audiobook ebook app. And I really just wanted to get to this book. I have also heard great things about this. This is romantasy, I think. And you do follow Theodora, and she has been cursed by a fairy when she was small. And that curse took away half of her soul. And that makes her a little bit blunt. She is not afraid to say her opinions because she doesn't get embarrassed. She doesn't feel fear. And she is a member of, the higher end of the society in London. It kind of has like Bridgerton vibes. That series was not my thing though, I'm just saying. But I think it could have been, but that was just too cringe. Yes, I'm hoping that this won't be too cringe. Anyways, at one of these events at the season, she meets this guy. And he's not well liked either, but they get together somehow. And I think the whole story is about, can they fall in love when she only has half a soul? That sounds really interesting, a nice little fairy tale. I hope that it won't be, too much. It's just sometimes with romantasy, it's the way that they talk to each other and It's just too much. And other times I'm like, oh yes, I'm here for the yearning. I'm here for the romance. But I am really excited to start this book. Then I have 30 minutes and, no, sorry, 10 minutes and 38 seconds by Elif Şafak. And I have read another book from Elif Şafak. And, you know, it's the Island with Missing Trees. No, yeah, it's something like that. Trees and Island, I don't know. Anyways, there was a lot of historical elements to it. A lot of the book took place in Cyprus. And there was also some magical elements to that book. That was a talking tree. I did like the overall plot and story, but just some of the descriptions were a bit long. There were many descriptions about trees and flowers and stuff like that, and that's not my thing. So I'm hoping that there won't be that many boring descriptions in this book. But I definitely think that Elif Şafak is talented, and the plot in this book really drew me in. It's about this woman. I don't know if this takes place in Cyprus as well. It could be. And she's dying. And in her last 10 minutes and 38 seconds, she gets a lot of flashbacks to her life. And I don't think her life has been that easy. Then it's all about why did she end up where she's dying. I think she's getting murdered. I don't know. I think it sounds really interesting. And I'm hoping that this will be a great, great book with a lot of, I don't know if it has like shock value in the end, maybe. I'm all for this. Then I have Blood Over Brighthaven by Wang. This is a fantasy book. I think it is a standalone fantasy, and I have heard great things about this as well. You do follow Ski Owner, you know, the thing with fantasy names, but I think that's her name. Anyways, she's the first woman who gets accepted into this very high elite fantasy school. She thinks that, okay, because I got in, they must accept me, right? But no one wants to have anything to do with her. And she needs a lab partner. No, I don't think it's a school, by the way. I think it's like a majesty. Yeah, high majesty at the University of Magics and Industry. So she's working there. She's not a student. But yeah, no one wants to have anything to do with her. And she needs this lab partner. And then they just give her the janitor. And that's Tom Mill. And he hasn't always been a janitor. I think he has some secrets. I think maybe he knows magic as well. I don't know if they start a little romance there, but I think they like discover this secret. It sounds really interesting. I have heard great things and I really do want to try it. I don't know about standalone fantasies. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But I will say, you know, fantasy series, sometimes I'm just also relieved that they are over, you know, because it took a long time to get through them. And other times that's what I need. I need this very big world building. It just takes a lot to make it great as well. But I hope that this won't let me down. I don't think so. I think it's going to be great. Then I have a romance book. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. And it's about these two writers. But when they were teenagers, they had like one crazy hard week together. And then they didn't have any contact since then. I think maybe the guy was like, no, he broke it off again, something like that. But randomly, they meet up again at this writers event. And I think they rekindle a little bit. I think this book is also heavy at times. I'm not sure, but I think that's what I heard. And that it also should be really, really beautiful. And look at that. It's also part of Reese Witherspoon's book club. So I think it's going to be a great book. I haven't read that many from her book club, but some of the books are really, really great. I am definitely hoping that this will be a great experience. But I just don't know if this is going to be cozy fantasy or if it's going to be a mix of cozy and heavy fantasy. Sorry, romance. A cozy romance or if it's going to be a little bit more of a heavy romance. But I'll see. Then I have the last book here. And that is If We Were Villains by L Rio. And I think this would have been perfect for fall. But I'm not going to get to it before fall is over. So that's how it is. Anyways, you do follow this theater group. Oliver, who's in this group, he noticed that some of the other actors are like keeping their role outside of the play. If they play a villain, they're also the villain outside of the play. And then one day, another member of this theater group is murdered. And Oliver is the one who's getting accused of the murder. And then 10 years later, he's getting released, and the detective is like, okay, I want to figure it out right this time. Did you do it or not? That's all I know. Sounds great. It sounds like a book that I would enjoy. I do like this. Is the main character bad or not? You know, like, I really love that. So I hope that this will be great. I think many people really loved this book by L Rio, and then some other works from this author hasn't been that highly praised as this book. So I have high expectations. And yeah, that was all of the books that I got. 6 books. I know it's not a lot, but we don't have that much space, and I don't want to spend all of my money on books. But I do love to buy books, and I do love to watch other booktubers' book hauls. I don't know, there's just something really, really cozy about that. So I hope that you find some inspiration from this. And yeah, you take care and have a very nice day. I'll see you. Bye.